So what I'll be doing today is I'll be showing you a screen recording on how to set your bleed margins so that you can have full colour to the edge of your pages. And this is one of my children's books. And I'm showing you this as an example because I want to show you how to do a double page spread. Now, I'm sure you can drag and drop and you can put, but it's important to get these lines, everything to meet. You don't want this page being higher or lower than this page. It's got to be one complete page, and it's not so easy to do. So I'm going to show you how to do it, and I'm using Canva because it's simplicity itself, really. I use Canva for all of my children's books. So let's go. But this page would be page 2. All the left-hand side pages are even numbers. All the right side pages are odd numbers. But how do you get this into a book? Let's say you've not put your characters on there yet. It is just your background that you're using, and you've not added your story. So I'm just giving you an example with this background. So you want this to be split down the middle. So you've got the left side, which is again page 2 and page 3. Let's say you've already started your book and you've added your bleed measurements to the page. And again, I'll show you that. So what you do is you download this. This now is twice the size of one page, but you don't have to add bleed to it. So take this image that you've got and download it. Download it as a PNG because it's the best quality. Leave the size as it is and download. So now we go to the book. Now with children's book, your first page could be the title of the book again on the inside. This could be a copyright page, but we're not going to do that. Well, you could put a copyright page here and some more information here, but remember, your first page of the inside of your book will start on an even number, the left side of the page, and the right side of the page will continue the image, so that when the book opens in a 2-page spread, this will be one big image. So if we go back up here, right, I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible. These are the measurements we have to start with before we add the bleed. So we work in inches, as Amazon US uses inches, uses the imperial system. 8.5 inches by 8.5 inches. This is the size of the book. We want to add the bleed. What we add to the width is 0.125. What we add to the height is 0.250. Now, there's no point in showing the 0. You can, if you want, make it easy to see. You can add the 0 here, but the zeros don't count for anything in this. And when you're adding your height into the resize, you don't need to add the 0. Keep it simple. You want to add 0.125 to the width, which will take it to 0.625. So the 500 plus the 125 is 625. Again, just don't have to bother with the zeros. The height, 8.5 plus the 0.25. So we could go add the zeros if you want for the sake of this argument. 0.2500. Add that to 500 and you have 750. But we're removing the zeros. Keep it simple. And these are the measurements you want. You add these to the page when we resize. So we'll go to resize, inches, and what we want is 8.625 for the width and 8.75 height, and resize. Design resize successfully. So all these pages will be the same. And as you add a page, and each page will change. So what we've got now is, ideally for a children's book, you're looking at 32 pages around. You can go 28 to 36, or you want to be somewhere in that region. And this was because a lot of printing companies working with individual publishers will have their machines set up to print 32 pages on average. So somewhere around that, and it's ideal for Amazon's KDP. Now I've got children's books up to 38 pages and as low as 28 pages. And when it comes to publishing them, the price of the premium colour, the price is the same. In that band, all the prices are the same. So for me to create a 28-page book could cost me the same as a 38-page book. So I'm better off really giving the customer more pages, if they're valuable pages, if they're not just filler, so they feel they're getting a little bit more for their money, because it's not costing me anymore and I'm still making the same royalties. Go over the 38, go into 40, 50, and it may cost you a lot more to have that book printed on KDP. So your price will have to go up and the customer will have to bear the brunt of those increases. If I was to go to 8.5 inches wide by 11 inches high, I would still keep the same variables here. It would still be 8.625 for the width, but now the height would be 11.25. So I've added that onto that, and I've added that onto that. So it's really quite straightforward. Right, so now we come to adding the image. We start on the left-hand side. That's the even number. And the right-hand side is the odd number. And this is how the page would be spread. And the same here, page 4. We could start there if we wished and fill the rest with all kinds of other information. So let's start with page 4. And this will be the left-hand side of the page. So we'll go to uploads and upload that double page spread background that we saved earlier. Once uploaded, we drag that image from the uploads onto here, onto this page. It'll open up fully and expect us to set it as a background, which is basically what it'll be. Now we're going to move it quite far over to this side, and the bottom will be pushed up. This is important to get the alignment here on all these things. The bottom will be pushed up to meet. Don't worry about the top. You could do it the other way if you wish, if you're wording slightly out or whatever you want to do. We'll push it up and we'll keep it slightly off the edge here. And we click the outside of the page. That's the first one. Now we go to the second, the right-hand page, and we drag the image again, or copy it and paste it. So now we want to move all this over here. So again, keep it pushed up. Now this is one of the biggest failings, you see. What happens is people don't, they leave it in the center where it sits, or they forget and they move it to the bottom. This is all important. So now what we want to do is we want to have a look for something, anything. So go down here and we have a little look. There's nothing that really stands out. So let me double click on that again and see if I can move it to somewhere where, see this little gap in the cloud? I've put the line right in the middle of that, pretty much. So we'll come out of that. Now we'll open this up and I'll move this image so that gap in the cloud is right there. And remember, keep it pushed up. And that is right there. So now I know that once that gets printed, that gap in the cloud there is that gap in the cloud there. And we're good to go. Just double check it's pushed up, but make sure you don't move it out, move it along. Don't nudge it. And just double click and make sure it's still set there. And that's your page. That's your double page spread. And when you open the book, all these lines should line up nicely. So what we haven't got is something like this. There's nothing worse than opening a book and finding none of these pages meet. And yeah, okay, it's a little bit of an exaggeration. I could move that up a little bit. Okay, so it's not as drastic, but still, even missing by this much, it sends everything out. If you and keep your characters off the center when you're working with the double page spread, keep your characters away from that line. So, for example, if this dodo was here, then chances are it would be split in two. It wouldn't be very clear. So always remember the center line. Keep things away from it when you're working with your characters. Now, how do you know that this will marry up with this perfectly? Well, you don't until you actually go through the process of publishing your manuscript on KDP. I've uploaded this from my KDP account. Just to give you an example of what's what. I've added the characters and some wording. Now you can see here, now on this first example I've done, I've not married the lines up with this. I've just picked another point, a different point, and worked it. But you can see here, everything works nicely. Everything works. The lines work, all the lines work, the sound, everything. That's got to be better. If on here it showed that was slightly higher, or this was slightly lower, or that was higher, or this was lower, and nothing met, then you would go back to here and double check that you've got all this right, that this is pushed up and is on a point, whether that's there or there. And this one is ready to meet it about there. Publish it again, and when you get to this stage, check again that all your lines on all your pages are correct. And that's basically it. It's it can be a bit of a process, but it looks so much better. So now, during this video, I've shown you how to add the bleed measurements, so you can get the color right up here, because wherever they decide to cut, you don't know. I mean, I don't know whether they do, to be honest with you. But the main thing is that we keep these lines down here as close. So if they cut this and cut this, at least, and it doesn't open up very wide, then you've still got these lines looking good. So aim for that. And that's it.